Greetings and welcome to a brand new Unreal Engine 4 tutorial. This tutorial is gonna be long, so I'm gonna split it in two parts. What we're gonna do is we're gonna create a landmine slash bomb detector where you, well, let me just show you. So just to make it easier now, I've put up we're gonna put up lights so we know where the mines are. But if it wasn't there, like if we go here, I'm gonna go away, then you know it will kill us. Now with the detector, we got a detector light like this. So with this activated, we see it and can get away before it explodes. If not, we die. So that's one thing. But the other thing which is cool is that we can pick up the mines. So when we see them, we can pick them up. Right? And when you get 3 mines, then you can see you have the big bomb activated. So here you can use this to pick up bomb parts and then assemble them to explode something, right? So now that I have this big bomb activated, I can go to this wall and click X and blow the wall, you know. And I can continue picking up. I can continue picking up, yes. And I can go and blow it up more. And you know, if you see it and you don't move, or if you don't see it, you're gonna die, right? So that's what we're gonna create. And so you can use this for a lot of things. And we're gonna be, you know, learning different things. We're gonna create functions, we're gonna create variables, booleans, integers. So we're gonna do a lot. So, you know, let's just get right on it. Okay, so I'm working on the newest engine today, which is 4.20. And I've simply opened a first-person template. So the first thing we can do is just click content and add a new folder and just call this detector. And I'm gonna give it a new color. Just make it completely red like that. And then we will set a few input keys, well, at least one of them now. So go to project settings. I'm gonna try to implement every new thing as we need it and not do like many others do, which is just create all the variables, everything you need, and then put it together, and then you forget that you created those variables and whatever. So I'm gonna try to do it chronologically all the way, so you always use what we create right away. So that's why we're not going to create all the input keys or both of them right now. We're just going to create one of them. So go to action mappings, click the plus. We're going to call this detector button. And for it, we're going to use the mouse. We're going to take the right mouse button. Yeah, that's good enough. So just X out. Now go to first person blueprints. Blueprints, open the first person character. It's okay to just use that, you know. Less hassle. So now let's create a variable, a boolean, and we're gonna call it B is searching. And the B stands for boolean, which is good practice when you're writing code, so it's just okay to start doing it right away. And then compile. Now let us create a function, just a very simple, easy function, and we're gonna call it equip detector. So this will be very easy. We're simply gonna make some things invisible and make another thing visible. So let's first create the detector light. So search for rect light, and we will call this detector light. So let's place this, let's see, right in front of the gun, well, ish, a little bit under perhaps. I'm gonna set down these a bit so they're not taking that much. This is better. And then I'm gonna just rotate it a little bit toward pointing to the ground, like so. And we're gonna, in light here, we're gonna make this red. And we're gonna make, well, the intensity is probably good. The attenuation radius is crazy, so let's try 300. Perhaps 500. Let's compile and just see what that looks like. Okay, that's not a lot. Let's make it more intense. So let's take 10,000 then, okay, and set the radius to 600. That's a little bit better. But I want it to be a part of the movement, so let's see, let's drag this and put it up on the gun. Perhaps that will do it. Yes, that's better. But still, it's pointing a little bit down. That's because we're gonna mainly search the ground, but you know, you could search the walls for hidden mines as well in your game, no problem. So let's go back to the function equip detector and simply hold control down and drag in the detector light and drag this off and search for toggle visibility, like so. And also we will remove, as I said, a couple of things. So click, let's see, we're gonna remove the mesh and we're gonna remove the FP gun. So drag in the mesh, control and drag in the FP gun. And connect all of these to target. Like so. Compile and save. And that's it. That's the only thing this function is going to do. It's just a easy way into understanding what functions is. You know, you just write some code and you can plop it in wherever you want and make it play. Just not with delays or timers. That's not what functions are for. So now we will make sure that when we click the right mouse key, we will enable the detector. So search for detector, action events detector button. So when it is pressed, we will call the equip detector function. Equip detector, like this. And I'm gonna make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Yes, so now we will use the boolean that we created here. So we're gonna set it, so hold Alt in and drag it in. So when the button is pressed, we set is searching. So it says that when we press, we're searching. And we can drag it in again. So when we release, we're not searching. But they can both be plopped in here. Connected. So when it's checked, it's yes, and when it's not checked, it's no, you know. So let's see if this works. Go to play. Okay, we see what's wrong here. We need to set the detector light as not visible from start. Let's try now. Here we go. So when we equip it, we remove the gun. Easy as that. You know, I want to have a little sound actually when we equip it. So I'm gonna use a pickup sound from my general sound effects package on Game Dev Central. It's free, so simply download and use it if you want. If not, no problem. But I'm gonna use it. So if you choose to use the same as me, then you can drag in the pickup sounds. Okay, I'm gonna create a new folder and just call it sound effects. Give it a color. Make sure it's under content. So I'm gonna drag in a couple of pickup sounds. Like so. Save all. I did not hear that. Hello? I got no sound. Okay, okay. Yeah, that one. Pickup one I'm gonna use. So back in here, when we are searching, we're gonna play sound at location, and that sound will be pickup number 1, or whatever pickup you want to use. Now, in order to create reroute nodes like this, simply double click on the cable and drag it wherever you want. So let's play now. That's cool. Yeah. Okay. Now we will set up the landmine. So go to your detector folder and right click and say blueprint class actor BP landmine, or maybe like this. Open it. Now we will add a few things. So let's start with trigger. No, collision box. No, let's take sphere collision, and we will call this pick up landmine enabled, because when you get inside of that collision box or trigger box, whatever, then we will enable your ability to actually pick up that mine before it blows you to hell, you know. Okay, so add another component, static mesh, and we will call this simply landmine mesh. And I want this to be under default, so simply attach. And the landmine mesh can be simply a sphere, whoops, sphere, shape, sphere, material, something metal perhaps, I don't know, like so. That looked awfully large. So on scale, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5 perhaps. Whoops. That's not right. Or is it right? Yeah, it's right. I'm just strange. Now, make the collision box bigger, perhaps 10, 10, 10. Okay, that's a little bit much. 7 then. Fix? Yeah, we'll figure it out later. And let's add a light, just a point light, and we'll call this Landmine Hint Light. We're only going to use this now. Well, you can use it however you want later, but it's simply to see where the mine is because it's going to be invisible. But then we know where to go to find it while creating this. And at last we're going to create, just for fun, a rotating movement. Just so it rotates, you know, just purely cosmetical. 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 Okay, let's go into the event graph and remove these and then create a new function. And it will be called detonate landmine in 5 seconds. So I guess you can tell what this is gonna be all about. Then we will create a couple of variables, both of them bool. So the first is b is overlapped landmine, and the second is b is oops. That's right. So compile and save. Now drag in overlap landmine, control and drag to get it, and drag out here and take a branch like so. And if we are overlapped, then we can go get the oops, drag with alt to set it to true, and check this, because when you overlap we will, you know, set a delay so you got like 3 seconds before the mine explodes and kills you. So for fun we can take a print string and just write oh shit and make this red ish or orange, you know. Then we will spawn emitter at location, and this will be an explosion, and our location where it will be exploded is right in the middle of the mine mesh. So go up to the landmine mesh and control and drag it in, and then simply drag out here and search for get center of mass. So right in the center of the mesh we will spawn the emitter. The emitter will be spawned at the center of the mesh, yes. Okay, so this will be all for now. So we're just gonna comment, just select all and press C, and we will write oops, I did it again, oh my god. If we're not overlapped the landmine and it's false, we can drag in oops and one more time. I'm sorry, my Norwegian is sneaking in. So false, and this time we will not set it, not check it, and we will play sound at location, and we will still have an explosion sound because this time it will still explode, but we won't be killed, so that's good. Actually, we can probably just take this Control C and Control V and just copy them, because they will be the same. The difference is that instead of destroying us, it will destroy itself only. So drag out here and simply take destroy actor. Select all this, C, and write phew. And give it a color just because it looks nice. So. I'm just gonna make sure I'm not forgetting anything. So we will just go out now and we will drag this. Okay, first I'm gonna delete this because it looks ugly. And yeah, whatever. Let's drag in the landmine and just take a look at it. There it is. Very nice. Now go back in and go to the event graph, and we will select the pickup landmine enabled, the sphere collision, right click, add event, and we want both begin on overlap and end overlap. So we're gonna enable input when we are inside there, so we can actually pick up the mine. So we will use this boolean that we have here, and we will set it so alt drag in. So when we are inside, we're gonna check we are overlapped, and when we are overlapped, we will enable input, and the player controller will be player controller. No, not no casting. I mean get player controller. And now drag in overlap one more time. When we go out, when we end the overlap, we will not check this because then we're not overlapped anymore. So drag out this and take disable input. And connect player controller here, like so. Select all, C, enable / disable input. Now, what happens when we overlap the mine? It will explode. And the reason I did not put this inside of the function detonate landmine is because now I'm going to use a delay. So I kind of make the most important things inside of the function, and I do all the delaying and timers outside of it, because I don't know any other way to do it. So we're going to take a delay, and we're going to give the player 3 seconds to pick up the mine or get the hell out of there. After that, we will detonate it. So search for detonate landmine, and here we have the function. Select both, C, detonate landmine in 5 seconds. And this is a little creepy, so we'll make it a little red. Just a little, because we're not dead yet. So drag out this. And then have a branch. And then we will get the is oops. Because if we are oops, then we will have a tiny little delay more, say 0.3 seconds, and then, you know, quit game or back to main menu or whatever you want, you know. But for now, quit game is good enough. So select all, C, and take kill player if too close to mine. And this is really bad, so we will take it completely red, yes. Like so. And of course, if you're not overlapped, nothing will happen, so we won't have anything here. So compile and save. Let's see what happens. We get inside. It explodes and kills us. So that's good. That's very good. But I want to play a sound. Didn't I put on a sound? What happens if I get inside and then outside? Okay, then we have sound, so I just forgot. So just take this play sound at location on few. And then put it up here. I'm just gonna get this and put it up there. You do that by holding in control and dragging this wherever you want. Now perhaps, let's see. Now, let's just make this collision box visible because it's easier to know where we are then. So I'm inside. And here we go. That's good. What's next? Okay. So now we will make the landmine itself invisible. And then we will make it visible when the player overlaps it while using the detector. Because the detector is detecting it, so that's why it becomes visible. If you're not using the detector, you won't see it and you'll simply die. Alright? So select the mesh and scroll down to visible and just uncheck that. And then go into the event graph. And you can drag in the mesh, get it, control and drag in. No, what I'm talking about. Select it and right click and add event on component begin overlap. That's what we want. So when you overlap, we will cast to first person character. Connect object to other object. And then we know back in the first person character we have the is searching bool. So if we are searching, we will make it visible. So drag out this as first person character. Are we searching? Is searching. Get is searching. And then take a branch. If we are searching, and if this is a landmine. So we're gonna create a new variable, a new bool, which is b is landmine. So get this. If it is a landmine, so if we're searching and if it is a landmine, then we will set visibility on the landmine mesh. Like this. And then check for new visibility. And if we're searching but there's no landmine, then then we're simply setting it as unchecked because there's no landmine, so we won't do anything else than that. So select all of these and see. So if searching plus is landmine, then set the given mine to visible. And I'll give this a little color. So let's see if I'm not forgetting anything. Then it's invisible, we get in and we search and nothing happens. We actually are stuck, and that's because it's not overlapping the pawn. So go back to the viewport, select the mesh, and find collision presets, take overlap only pawn. Compile and save. Now let's see. So I'm searching, boom, and there it is. Beautiful. Yeah, and it killed me. I'm gonna yeah, that's all we've done. So it works. And I think that's enough for this part. In the next video we will finish this. So then we will set up a really simple HUD where you can see how many mines you've picked up. We will make sure you can actually pick up the mine. And then we will make sure that when you have 3 mines, you will be able to create a bomb that you can use to explode a wall or whatever, which is explodable. So yeah, see you there.